to episode 11 from Heavy Metal Music Matter. We're at the Metal Music Stop in Keyport, New Jersey, and we're going to see what we can find. We've been here before. The people here are really nice, and let's go. So, we're with Armando, the owner of the Metal Stop in Keyport, New Jersey. They're playing some Acceptables to the Wall, and we're going to ask you some questions. So, how did you found this place?
Well, my son and I decided that we wanted to open a place of pretty much everything that we like. You know, there was no places like that around. So we put the store together, and it's the store has heavy metal, classic rock, punk, and horror, which is all our favorites. And then we've been here for almost 2 years now, and within the 2 years now we also have a lot of favorites from our customers as well. We just keep adding and adding to it.
I'm getting a few things as well. I have a jean jacket, and I add on more and more patches to my jean jacket, and my dad has one too. So I'm gonna get Metallica metal up here, bleep! Because I'm choosing this because it's basically, I think the record company were a bunch of dweebs because they should have did this instead of Kill 'Em All, because they're just sensitive, so Metallica had to change it to something else. But I think it was just fine the way it is, and I love it. So I'm getting that patch. I'm gonna get a Killswitch Engage, a metalcore bands. Some people may not like it, like anybody who likes extreme death metal or like bands like Carcass and stuff like that, they wouldn't like it because, you know, the choruses are like, nowhere to hide, the strength just inside, the single fire's alive. So yeah, it's like the choruses are almost hopeful, but the rest of the songs are like in your face. Alright, I'm getting Godfathers of Metal, Black Sabbath, and also I'm gonna get Carcass, Surgical Steel. When I showed this to Leopold at first, he was like, hey, what's this? I'm like, Surgical Steel by Carcass. And I said, you're gonna hate it because you can't hear a thing what the singer's saying. And he sings like that kind of. I just like the intensity of this, and whenever I am mad, I listen to Carcass or any other thrash metal. Otherwise, yeah. So we're the Heavy Metal Music Matter in Greenwich Village in New York City. We're in front of Generation Records, continuing to support our local and independent record stores. And let's go and see what we can find. Generation Records with Ron, another fellow metalhead. So, how do you start here?
Well, I shopped here since they opened in '93.
Cool.
So I knew the owners already, and I knew everyone who worked here. And then about five and a half years ago, one of them just hit me up and said, hey, you want to work here? And I was like, oh, yeah, definitely.
You're coming here every day, kind of like every
I was
other
coming
day.
every week.
Probably, I'd be
I
the
come to
same.
the city
Yeah.
for like punk or metal shows, and
Yeah.
I'd always stop here once a week anyway, so
Yeah.
it's like a no-brainer.
It's like it's like a home away from home, and it became your home, really, as far as
Yeah,
a
I
musical
ended up-
enthusiast, and you finally.
Yeah, and I knew everyone here, and it was comfortable,
Yeah.
and it was more of an underground store.
Yeah. Did you
Because
start the metal stock? I mean, did you?
No, they always had metal and punk and
Yeah,
alternative.
okay.
They always specialized in that stuff, but have everything.
Yeah.
Because they want to appeal to everybody.
Absolutely.
But
Sure.
the store has a strong underground base,
Yeah.
which is more based in definitely punk. And
It feels like a nice best kept secret in the city, even though it's like I'm sure a lot of people know this place. But if you're in Greenwich Village, you have to check this place out for sure.
Have to.
Quite a selection, a very expansive selection of metal T-shirts.
And it would be dangerous if me and Leopold lived here because he would spend his paycheck.
We want to work here too with
Yeah.
Mr. Ron.
I would love to work here. Love to.
It's kind of dangerous working in a place that you just want to be. Well, actually, it's a good thing.
Totally
It's a good dangerous. Well, the collector's curse, I think.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
a
Collector's
big
curse,
record
alright.
collector. So
Yeah, well, that's what we
Yeah.
can. So we feel that, and we love
Wow.
that about when we come to places like this. We learn the story, and so yeah. So how long is this? You said I mean, just to be sure, if I didn't hear you already, how long has this particular location been here?
They started in '93.
93. And can you tell us something about the origins, of course, with Bleecker Street? Was that something that?
same owners, different
Yes,
store.
okay.
They kind of merged into one. Right when I came here, actually, we kind of took the two stores and made it into one.
Yeah.
Because this one's bigger and it had more space, and
see,
they just
yeah.
decided, and it worked out better.
Yeah.
It worked out much better.
Well, certainly nothing was lost in the transition. It just seems like I can't imagine it's getting any better than it is.
Yep.
Alaric, do you have something else you want to ask Mr. Ron about this place?
What was it? Well, nothing else I want to ask, but I have to say, it looks like you could perform right here in this little section.
Bands do play here.
Yeah. Oh,
That-
But they
that's
actually,
good, yeah.
they used to play over here, but now they play in the back. We just
Really?
take the posters out.
What are some of the bands that have played here recently? You can mention?
Well, since COVID, we haven't had anything.
Sure, of
We've just
course,
done a couple of
understand.
like book signings and things like that.
Oh, that's
But
fantastic.
there used to be bands played pretty often.
Yeah, that's
Usually punk bands
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
area. But
right.
what happened was when COVID happened, that changed everything.
Yeah,
we had a bunch
sure.
of things planned even.
has
Wow.
Agnostic Front played here before?
No, but the singer Roger did a book signing
Really?
event here.
Fantastic. Yeah, I used to listen to them too. So, we're finding as Alaric and I were exploring different parts of the country, different record stores, independent record shops, we just learned something new, right? When we talk to our people we really appreciate you talking to us about this because this is definitely a place to seek out, okay? So if you're a music lover, it's not just metal, it's a lot of different genres of music, but really, again, it seems like this place has a particular knack for drawing in the metalhead, us, right?
Yeah.
And we noticed that the
Especially
vinyl
us.
selection was extensive. The CDs actually were some of the best we've seen.
Yeah.
And cassettes are, we've been talking a little bit about
They're coming
cassettes.
back.
Isn't that interesting
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah,
But,
they're
I,
definitely coming back.
again, it's some of these bands are reissuing some of their old music on cassette.
Classic albums are getting reissued on tape, and now
Like,
newer bands are putting out their new album. They'll make a limited run on tape, and we try to get that to the best. Like bands like Carcass and bands like that.
Yeah.
Like
I
Obituary.
love Carcass.
You just bought a Carcass CD, right? You just
Yeah.
bought it.
Torn
Yeah.
Arteries. I love
Great.
how he sings
They're
like "Torn out the race" like that.
See, he's
I love
inter-
how he sings like
and
that.
Alaric is introducing me to so while I've always kind of brought the old school and some of the not so old, he's kind of Meshuggah this and Carcass that, and of course Opeth, and there's one of my bands now that they're not new,
Opeth.
but they're new to me in the sense since the Heritage album, right? And then
Yeah.
Sorcerers, that stuff to me is just some of the best stuff, and I didn't realize they had such a death metal past, right?
Yeah.
But so
Yeah,
who were
they
some
did
of
their
your
first few records.
yeah. But Michael Ackerfeld from Opeth, we've always been talking about how funny people are all up in arms that he doesn't growl anymore, and
I do
Well,
love.
they got proggy.
yeah, very much so,
definitely.
absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
my favorite album by Opeth is Ghost Over His
Ghost
Beast.
Rivers, yeah.
And my absolutely favorite song is Ghost of Perdition because
Yeah.
you got a good amount of clear singing, a good
Yeah.
amount of growling in that song.
Yeah.
Just 10 minutes of like, yes.
Yeah. Do you have a particular favorite? Obviously, you've been following a lot of different kinds of music, but do you have a particular favorite band that you seek out on occasion live?
Alive?
Yeah, to go see a concert. Now that the kind of COVID's calmed down,
Lately,
safe to say.
I mean,
Yeah.
my favorite bands are mostly from the 80s.
Yeah.
It's mostly like very underground,
Sure.
hardcore punk and metal
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
But as far as now,
yeah.
I mean,
I know it's kind of all the old bands I still
still
seek
go to
out.
like a show a week, so I mean,
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
a lot. I went to Maryland Death Fest, so like 50
Oh, really?
bands I
Is
like.
that right?
Wow.
And so I'm still pretty in touch, and I'm
Yeah.
still in touch with all the local punk stuff that goes on.
Yeah,
There's a lot
yeah.
that's happening, but
Yeah.
most of it's in Brooklyn now.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
because-
definitely-
Is it Greenpoint or Williamsburg area? Like what?
Bushwick,
Really, Bushwick?
Greenpoint.
Yeah.
There's a lot of venues
Yeah.
there, and a lot of really small record stores. The community is more there. Kind of got priced out in New York a little
Is
bit.
that right?
Can't have like underground DIY shows in a city.
Sure.
So it's going to the smaller pockets in the last
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, it's really great to hear that you're doing that. It's looking looking to see a show that you want to see, whether it's an old band that you liked or a new band. But again, we're going to, live music has come back with a vengeance because a lot of musicians probably don't want to be in the studio, stuck in the studio now. They want to be out on the road. And
They make their money.
yeah, they want to make them like their living.
That's
but
how they survive. They survive
Exactly.
on merch and playing
Yeah,
live. So it's
and we
really rough.
and we survive on coming to stores like this to talk to Ron, so we can buy our stuff. Because if I couldn't buy the next vinyl or CD or shirt, we wouldn't live. We wouldn't survive. That's right.
couldn't live without
to
metal.
follow this up, we want to show you a couple things that we're getting. Why don't you show the people out there
All
what
right.
some of the things you're purchasing today?
I got Paul Bailoff from Exodus off of the first album, Bonded by Blood. And
Bonded by Blood,
Bonded by Blood. It's like, and then there were no.
Yeah, let's see this.
And then
Very
I
rare. You
got
can't find this everywhere.
Yeah. First, and then I got
Oh, the Among the Living.
Among the Living by Anthrax.
That's a good album.
It's like, I am the walking dude, and
Yeah.
I see all the world.
That's great. He'll sing all day. Now look, we
Yeah.
have, and of course, we have to pick up our shirt to support Generation Records. So we're going to be taking this all around, and every episode you might see a different shirt. But Generation Records, and of course, I Can't Resist. I was looking for Opeth. I've never seen Opeth live, but thank you for.
They're great live.
Yeah, I'm going to see. That's my goal.
I haven't seen them in about 10 years, but they're great.
But there we go. There they are. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, so we want to thank you, Ron, for talking,
no
just
problem.
taking the
My
time.
pleasure.
Appreciate
Thank you.
that,
Great to
and
meet both of you.
really appreciate talking to you. And we'll
Appreciate
come
it.
back again for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all.